This week, Will Ewicks traveled up to Warren Harding, a school that has been known for both football and basketball. And after replacing their football coach, they asked the basketball coach to step in, and Steve Arnold has done that and then some. Will Ewicks joins us in studio. Hello, Will.
Hey, Mike. Thank you very much. Former football player and coach Bill McCartney said, quote, "All coaching is taking a player where he can't take himself." And Warren Harding coach Steve Arnold is proving that statement true, regardless of the sport.
Semi-final overtime win, and they're moving on to face North Ridgeville.
Congratulations to the Warren Harding Raiders.
Arnold tallied a 170-40 record while patrolling the hard court for Warren Harding, winning multiple district championships and honored as the 2010 D1 Basketball Coach of the Year. But he left all that behind him when he decided to move on to his next challenge, which he didn't know at the time was testing his coaching skills on the football field.
I didn't know if I was just going to take a year off, if I was going to go and try to be a college assistant somewhere. And trust me, football was the last thing on my mind. Didn't think about doing football. Then some people in the community approached me, and I said, well, why not, you know?
Got about 2 minutes.
Theodore Roosevelt said, it's not the critic that counts, and we have a lot of critics. And some of those people automatically begin to criticize. Oh, he's coached basketball for 10 years. He's going to fail. He's not going to do any good. Trainer should be fired. He don't know what he's doing.
Hey, next time you put the ball on the ground, you're going to see me after practice.
I just thought, whoa, like, Coach Arnold, a football coach, I never imagined him being a football coach.
Oh, man. Like, I didn't know he could do this. I was just thinking, like, oh, here they go, but just bringing in somebody. Here we go again.
Like, why? My first thing was I didn't think he could do it.
Where's Scully, Coach? Where's Scully?
I said, you know, the only thing that makes things right is what, Coach? And he would always have the right answer, which is winning.
Get a break and rotate!
Arnold's proved his versatile coaching tactics can translate to the gridiron and know no boundaries. After finishing 2-8 a season ago, the Raiders have put together a 7-1 season thus far and now have their sights set on a 15-game season.
Foundation of structure, discipline, and hard work. I mean, that's just what we tried to bring out over from basketball. That's what we did in basketball. Always played hard and competed, and just try to bring that same philosophy here to football.
He basically the same as a basketball coach, but he more aggressive.
His philosophies, he got a lot of the same philosophies. He's still aggressive, still teaches us about discipline. He's a great coach.
Arnold and the Raiders are looking to make it 8-1 tonight when they host Bedford. And Mike, I got to tell you that every one of these kids, when you ask them, what did you think on the football team when they announced the basketball coach was going to be your next coach, they all made a noise, whether it was or they all had a noise before they got to what they were saying.
You know, interesting too. I had a chance to talk to Steve Arnold before the season started, and there was a preseason meeting, and all the kids came in, and he introduced himself, and some kids had their hats on the side. You know how kids wear. He said, first of all, turn all your hats around. I want the bells in the front. And then he left the room and said, if you don't want to play for me, please leave before I come back. Then there'll be no hard feelings. He came back. That entire room was filled with the same amount of kids that he left with. But as successful as he's been in basketball, is there any itch for him to go back and coach?
Now, you know, he talks about it. It is that itch. He said he walks down the hall and he'll kind of look in. He looks at the banners, the division championships and all that stuff. But he said he's got to let him move on. It's the other coach's team now, and he's concentrating on football.
Man, he was an amazing, amazing coach. That was a great, great story. Thanks, Will.
Thanks, Mike.
That's a guy, too. I mean, keep in mind, give him a lot of credit. He did coach as an assistant on the football staff for almost 10 years as a basketball. He took over the basketball program as well.